Hello friend, today I would like to discuss about the refrigeration and air conditioning, and myself is Krishna Kumar Parotia, Assistant Professor in Mechanical Department, IMT College, Greater Noida. Today we will discuss about the basic introduction of refrigeration and reverse Carnot cycle. Okay, so what is the refrigeration and what are the different type of refrigeration generally used in refrigeration system? So we will discuss here. Okay. So here today we will discuss about the content, the historical development of refrigeration and introduction of refrigeration. Then RE means refrigeration effect, its definition. Then unit of refrigeration, type of refrigeration, natural refrigeration system, and artificial refrigeration system, and reverse Carnot cycle. Okay. So we will discussing these points today in today lecture, and after that. In another lecture, we will discuss further. So, if we talk about the outcome of this lecture, if a student and somebody listening or watching this lecture, then he will understand the basic principle of refrigeration while they studying or listening to this lecture. So if we see the historical development of the refrigeration system, so if we see in the past, the natural ice was shipped from the England, and throughout the Western world it used generally. Okay, until 1806, the early time, generally natural ice was used as a refrigeration source. Okay, although there were machines which were the patented in early 18, but they could not compete with the natural ice industry because we need to invest more in the machining or artificial machine. Okay, so the people generally use the artificial or natural ice for the refrigeration purpose. Artificial ice was first commercialized, manufactured in the southern United States in 1880s. If we talk about the domestic refrigeration were not commercially available until the 1920. Okay, during the 1920, the air conditioning industry also got started. Okay, and few commercial and home installation were there. Okay, so the first industry, the first company was the Carrier for the to develop the air conditioning unit. So if we talk about the refrigeration or definition of refrigeration, it might be defined as a process of achieving and maintaining the temperature below that the surroundings. To maintain the low temperature, continuously, the system has to work on the cycle. So if we talk, what is the refrigeration? Okay, so refrigeration is nothing but to decrease the temperature compared to the surrounding. And if we decrease the temperature compared to surrounding, we need to maintain for the longer duration. So the machine has to be work on the cycle. So continuously we can absorb the work from the storage place, and continuously the temperature kept maintained whatever your requirement or desirable level. Okay. So one of the, if we talk about the application of the refrigeration, so today world there are number of application, and the application are growing by day of in the futures. Okay. So the most important application of refrigeration has been the preservation of perishable product by storing them at the low temperature. So generally we use them at our house refrigerator. Okay, and refrigeration system are also used extensively to provide the thermal comfort to the human being by means of air conditioning. Okay, so it also used in the air conditioning industry. So air conditioning refer or how it is different from the refrigeration. So in the air conditioning, generally we treat the air, okay, and we decrease the temperature of air. Simultaneously, we also treat the air, its moisture content, its cleanliness, its odor, or its circulation speeds. Okay, so simultaneously, if we do these all things, so generally it come in the air conditioning unit. Okay, and air conditioning unit generally the temperature required around 25 degree because that is the human comfort temperature. Okay, while in refrigeration or in the fridge, if we say the temperature is might be below 0 degree centigrade, while in air conditioning we don't require 0 degree centigrade because it is not human comfort temperature. So human comfort temperature is around 25 degree centigrade and with relative humidity around 60 or 55 to 60 60%. Okay, so it is the we can say the differentiate between the refrigeration and the air conditioning. So refrigeration have or refrigerator have the below 0 degree centigrade temperature, while the air conditioning have the around 25 20 degree, or it depend on the your occupant also. Okay, if the large number of person are there in the room, then it might require to set at 16 degree, okay, at 18 degree or 20 degree. So it is how it is working. Next, if we see about the refrigeration effect, okay, if we see the refrigeration effect, so what is the refrigeration effect and what is the unit of refrigeration, we need to define that first, okay? Because whenever we do the calculation, we need to find out the refrigeration effect, and we also know the unit of refrigeration, how much heat we absorb from the storage place. So based on that, we can design our compressor and the power consumption can be calculated. Okay, so refrigeration effect, if we say it is the amount of heat which is to be extracted from the storage place in order to maintain the low temperature. So it is thus the amount of heat which need to be extracted from the storage place in order to maintain the low temperature. Low temperature might be your desired temperature. Okay, suppose you have fixed the refrigerator or fridge at 0 degree centigrade, so that temperature you need to maintain. If you decrease the temperature, it might be -5, -10 degree, or -20 degree. It depends upon your applications. If you store the human organs, it might be -50 degree or -40 degree. Okay, so that temperature needs to be maintained. And in order to maintain that temperature, we need to extract some amount of heat. Okay, so that amount of heat generally we call the refrigeration effect. We will calculate further in next PPT or next slide. Okay, and if we talk about the unit of refrigeration, okay, so generally if we purchase the AC, so generally we talk about we need 1 ton of AC, 1.5 tons of AC capacity, and 2 tons of AC. So what is that means? Okay, so generally it indicates the size or ability to produce the cooling at the given time. Okay, but if we talk about the definition, how it is defined, how it is calculated, here it is. So here you can see it is defined as the amount of heat rate which is to be extracted from 1 tons of water at 0 degree Celsius in order to convert 1 tons of ice at 0 degree Celsius in 24 hours. So it is also the amount of heat rate which need to be extracted from the 1 tons of water, or it tons USA, okay, where the it is different from the Indian tons, you can say, okay, at 0 degree centigrade in order to convert 1 tons of ice at 0 degree centigrade in 24 hours. So how we can calculate? So we can calculate the TR generally in it represented by the TR, tons of refrigeration. So here you can see the tons of refrigeration, 1 tons. It is equal to the 907 kg. Okay, 907 kg you can say. Multiply with 335, it is the latent heat of water when it converts from one phase to another phase. So that much heat is released. Okay, so we need to add this here. Okay, divide by 24, that is the hours. Multiply 60, we are converting in minutes, and multiply 60, that minutes can be converted into seconds. So if we calculate this, so what is the 1 TR? It comes around 3.517 kilojoule per second, or generally it's called the kilowatt. So 1 tons of refrigeration equal to 3.517 kilowatt, or in term of uh, kilojoule per minute, if we calculate this, so we can multiply with 60 this term, so we will get around 210 kilojoule per minute. Okay, so generally in examinations, they ask in kilojule per minute specifically, and they can ask in tons. So in 1 tons equal to 3.517 kilojoule per second. Okay, so that is how we can calculate the unit of refrigeration. Next, there are the type of refrigeration if we talk about. So there are two type of refrigeration in broad manner. Okay, in that there are also classifications. So first is the natural refrigeration and second is the artificial refrigeration system. Okay, so natural refrigeration means it is without any electricity. Okay, or artificial electricity basically. Or we talk about the artificial refrigeration, we need to put some amount of work or we need to put some amount of power in order to decrease the temperature, in order to maintain the low temperature. Okay, so in natural refrigeration generally we don't require any power or work. Okay, so let's see first the natural refrigeration. In natural refrigeration, if you see the example like transporting from the ice from the older region, or you can have the earthen pod in our house in India. Also, we use generally earthen pod in the summer season where the temperature of the water from the surrounding decrease. Okay, if it is the 45 degrees, then obviously it can decrease till the 25 or 30. So when we drink that water, we feel the cold. So this is also we are maintaining the low temperature as compared to surroundings. So this is also come as a refrigeration. But here we are not giving any input work or any input power. It is naturally okay with the help of the earthen pod only. So this as the example of the natural refrigeration system. One is the ice we can transport from the colder region and use it in the where the summer is there. Okay. Third is the evaporating cooling in the earthen pod, like we discussed. Fourth is the nocturnal cooling. So nocturnal cooling is the one special case. During the night by cooling of water with the help of the radiation to the stratosphere. We will discuss this. What is the nocturnal cooling? So in this method, the art of ice making by the nocturnal cooling we will discuss. So in this method, ice was made by keeping a thin layer of water. Okay. In this method, the ice was made by keeping a thin layer of water in a shallow earthen tray, and then it exposed the tray to the night sky or to the atmosphere at the open sky. You can say. Okay. So what happens? The water will lose the heat with the help of the radiation it transfers, because the water have in the night it might have 5 degree or 10 degree or 15 degree or might be 20 or 25 degree. Okay, depend on the atmosphere condition. Okay, but in stratosphere it always around -50 or -50 -60 degree centigrade temperature. So what happens? The temperature difference is very high. Okay, so the radiation will take place, and with the help of the radiation, the heat will lose from the water to the stratosphere layer. Okay, so the water lose the heat, then its temperature will decrease. At the certain point, it might freeze or it very low temperature. It get very low temperature. So this method, the water or earthen water can be freeze. Okay, and this method was very popular in the olden days actually. Next is the these were the previous one was the uh, natural refrigeration system. Now we will talk about the artificial refrigeration system. Okay, so what is the artificial refrigeration? So we know as the artificial refrigeration where we need to put some effort or work or power input in form of electricity, might be in form of the solar energy. Okay, so that come in the artificial refrigeration. In that also we have number of different types. Like first is the air refrigeration system or air refrigeration cycle. Second, vapor compression refrigeration system. In that also we have domestic refrigeration system or air conditioning unit, because that the domestic refrigeration or fridge we use at a home, that is based on the vapor compression refrigeration system, and that AC we use in our house, that is also based on the vapor compression refrigeration system. Most of the 90-95%. Okay, some of the air conditioning unit might based on the vapor absorption refrigeration system, where the air conditioning can be done with the help of the solar energy. Okay, in that system, that cycle will be the vapor absorption refrigeration system. So if we use the application wise air refrigeration system or cycle used generally in aircraft or space industries, vapor compression refrigeration system used in domestic refrigeration or air conditioning, vapor absorption refrigeration used in the solar refrigeration system, okay, or cold storage also it can be used in the rural area where the scarcity of the electricity is there, or the electricity is not 24 hours. Okay, so that is how the types of artificial refrigeration system. Then in this slide we will discuss about the reversed Carnot cycle, because whenever we talk about the any cycle we will talk about the Carnot cycle. So here we are talking about the reverse Carnot cycle, because here we are giving some work in order to get the cooling effect. Okay, so here it is the cycle is reversed. Okay, so in all refrigeration cycle it is reverse cycle basically, as compared to heat engine or internal combustion engine where the cycle is the clockwise, but here the cycle will be the anti-clockwise. Okay, so what is the reverse Carnot cycle? So everybody know, I think, that is it has four process. 1 to 2 is the isothermal process, 2 to 3 is the isentropic compression, 3 to 4 isothermal heat rejection, then 4 to 1 is the uh, isentropic expansion or adiabatically expansion. But in practically some of process it's not possible. But this cycle we have taken as a reference, because that is the cycle that can give the maximum COP for the refrigeration system. And here one more point is, here we talk about the coefficient of performance. And that is how when we are giving some work or electricity, and in order to that we are getting some cooling effect or hot effect, that the we measure in term of performance. So here we don't talk about the efficiency, we talk about the coefficient of performance, COP. Okay, so that is the reverse Carnot cycle. Here you can see there are four components. You can see the compressor, condenser, turbine, and evaporator. Okay, evaporator where the cooling effect is taking place, compressor where we compress the refrigerant basically. Okay, and condenser where we reject the heat from the condenser. Okay, and turbine here, or expander you can say, here we expand that refrigerant so it can get the low temperature. This same schematic in terms of PS diagram we can represent here. 1 to 2 is the isothermal heat absorbing process. 2 to 3 is the reversible adiabatic, you can say, compression. 3 to 4 here you have the adiabatic heat transfer. 4 to 1 is the reversible adiabatic expansion of the air or refrigerant, you can say. Okay. So what is the COP of the reverse Carnot? So generally if we define the COP of refrigerant or COP of refrigeration, then we generally say it is defined as the desirable effect to the input effect, or desirable effect divided by the work input. Okay. So here what we are giving the work in term of electricity, and we are giving the work in the compressor. Okay. So it maintains the higher temperature and lower temperature. So it has two values. One is the T higher temperature and T lower temperature. Okay. In refrigeration system, our interest is to maintain the lower temperature. Okay. So generally it will be T lower divided by the T higher minus T lower, and we simplify this common 1 by this will come as a 1 by T higher divided by T lower minus 1. Okay. So this is for the Carnot or reverse refrigeration Carnot cycle. And if we talk about the heat pump, which is generally where our interest is to maintain the high temperature at the surroundings. So like in the winter season in the European country, they use the furnace as a heat pump. Okay, so where they need to maintain higher temperature. In that, T higher divided by the T higher minus T lower. So there are a little bit difference. And what can be the effect if temperature increase or decrease? So generally, if the differences of the higher temperature and lower temperature decrease, generally the COP will increase. Okay, so if you see in the very hot summer, the air conditioning or AC unit will consume more power if the surrounding temperature is higher, like 45 or 50 degree. And it is, if it is in September or in October, where the temperature in northern India we talk about, where the outside temperature around 35 or 36. In that time, the air conditioning unit will consume less power. Okay, so because at that time COP will be higher. Okay. So here also we can compare the different refrigeration and heat engine and heat pump. How we can drawing these schematic diagram. Okay, so heat engines generally we study in the internal combustion thermodynamics, where the one is the higher temperature, one is the lower temperature, and it will give you some work amount, and that work generally we use in the refrigeration system, where we absorb the heat from the lower temperature and we transfer that heat to the atmosphere or high temperature. So this is the refrigeration. Okay, and if we are maintaining here the high temperature, okay, and we are giving some work and we are maintaining this temperature, high temperature, then it said there is a heat pump. Okay, so we can define here the COP of R means refrigeration, COP of HP means heat pump. So desirable output divided by the required input or work input or power input, you can say. So cooling effect here, desirable output, what is the cooling effect divided by the work input. And if we calculate in term of power, then we can here multiply with the mass flow rate of refrigerant. Here also we can multiply the mass flow of refrigerant. Here also we can multiply the mass flow of refrigerant. Then this upper term become the refrigeration capacity, and lower term we call generally power input. Okay, so cooling effect can be written as a refrigeration capacity if it is has the mass component, mass flow rate. Okay. Similarly, work input, if we multiply with the mass, it becomes the power input. Okay, so here similar manner we can define the COP of heat pump, desired output divided by required input. But here in heat pump, what is our desired output? What we want heating the room. Okay, so heating effect here we talk divided by work input. So in term of QS divided by the work input. And if we see the logic here, or it is a science actually or concept, the COP of heat pump will always will be greater than the COP of refrigeration, or generally it is plus one if we calculate these two COP. Okay, so the relation between the COP of heat pump and COP of refrigeration system is generally given here. COP of heat pump equal to COP of refrigeration plus one. So what is the conclusion from this equation? What we can say from this equation? We can say that heating or cooling, there are two process. So which one is the easy or which is difficult? Okay. So here you can see the COP of the heat pump will be always greater than the COP of refrigeration. It means the performance of cooling system always be less than the heating system. Okay. So it means the cooling is always difficult as compared to heating. Okay, so whenever the cooling system is there, we need to put more power or more work input in order to create same temperature difference. Okay, so it is always greater than that. So if we calculate some COP questions, in short question, if we see here, okay. So the ratio of minimum and maximum temperature is 0.8. Suppose it is coming in the gate exam. Okay. If the heat pump HP we represent heat pump is operated between the same temperature limit, then find the COP of heat pump. Basically, we are talking. So we know the formula of the COP of heat pump. It is the T higher divided by T higher minus T lower. T L. This is the L represent for the lower temperature. But here examiner has given the ratio of that. So how we can calculate here? Equal to, we can write this here like here. We can write here like T higher, 1 minute, COP of heat pump equal to T higher divided by T higher minus T lower. Okay, in that they have given a ratio. So how we can calculate this? We can take the common T higher. Okay, So here we can take T higher divide by, here we can take the T higher as a common, 1 minus T lower divided by T higher, okay, bracket close. So the T higher will be cancelled out, okay. Then you will have remaining the COP equal to 1 by 1 minus T lower divided by T higher, okay. Here is the 1. So here we can put that ratio, we can find out the value. So what will be the amount? Amount will be 1 by, sorry, or 1 minus, we can write here COP equal to the COP equal to 1 by, what is our ratio, it is given uh, 0.8. Okay, so we can calculate here 1 by 0.2, so it will come around, it will come around 5. Okay, so that will be the answer. So that is question that come in the base, based on the simple formula. Okay. Similarly, we can also calculate the other numerical, like here we can see. Okay. So first question is the these questions generally come in the exam in the engineering services as well as the gate as well as the our university exams. So first question is based on the reverse Carnot cycle. How we can calculate the COP power input. Okay. So here the refrigeration storage plant supply with 3,600 kg of substance. That can be any substance, okay, at the temperature of 27 degrees centigrade. And D, and the substance has to be cool minus 23 degrees centigrade. Okay, so that substance needs to be cool around minus 23 degrees centigrade. The cooling takes place in 10 hours, or he said that temperature need to be decreased, or cooling should be take place in 10 hours. The specific heat of the substance is 2 kilojoule per kg Kelvin above the freezing point, or 0.5 kilojoule per kg below the freezing point. The freezing point of the substance is, here it is given, minus 3 degrees centigrade. Okay, and the latent heat of freezing is 230 kilojoule per kg. Find the power required to drive the refrigeration plant if actual COP is half of the maximum COP. So how we can solve this type of question? Let's see here. Okay, so first the amount is given. How much? 3,600 kg, and that the temperature of that substance is 27 degree 27 degrees centigrade, and it need to be cooled minus 23 degrees centigrade. So how much power we need to drive that plant? Okay, so here we can see. Okay, so first we need to find out the COP of reverse Carnot cycle. Generally, reverse Carnot cycle, if we talk about, so it is the maximum COP, because it gives the maximum COP. Okay, so COP of reverse Carnot cycle, T lower divided by T higher minus T lower. T lower here the 250 degrees centigrade. Minus there was minus 23 degrees centigrade. We need to convert the temperature in Kelvin, because here the temperature is minus, so it is in Kelvin 250. Similarly, high temperature was the 27 degrees centigrade. So here the temperature we write in 300 Kelvin. Okay, so minus lower temperature, that is the 250. So we will get the COP of maximum 5. Okay, then again in question he asked about the or he gives the condition if the actual COP is the half of the maximum COP. So first we calculate the maximum COP, then we can make this half. Okay, so here the half COP 1 by 2 multiply 5 divide equal to, it come in 2.5. So that is the COP, actual COP that plant is running. But we need to find out the power input for this plant. Okay, so first we know COP equal to, it is the refrigeration capacity divided by power input. Okay, so generally we talk the cooling effect divided by work input, and we multiply the mass flow rate. Then we can also represent in term of refrigeration capacity divided by the power input. So here you need to find out the refrigeration capacity. Okay, first, and you already know the COP, and as well as you need to find out the power input. So first we will calculate the refrigeration capacity, then we will calculate the power input. So how we can calculate the refrigeration capacity, we will see here. So the substance initially it was on 27 degrees centigrade, and it need to be cooled at minus 23 degrees centigrade. So it has three steps. Okay, first the substance will cool to the freezing point, or to the freezing point which is minus 3 degrees centigrade. So it 27 to the minus 3 degrees centigrade, and in that temperature, if we decrease that much of temperature, how much will be the sensible heat? So it will be mcp delta t we generally represent. Okay, and from minus 3 degrees centigrade to minus 3 degrees centigrade, because it is the our freezing point, and minus 3 to minus 3 is the freezing point. So first that substance come to near the freezing point, then it will convert as a freezing or solid, then again its temperature get decreased. So there will be the latent heat transfer, because if that substance need to be changed or state need to be changed, then it release some latent heat. Okay, so we need to find out the latent heat. So mass multiply latent heat, and latent heat we have given in the questions. Okay, in next step, minus 3 degrees centigrade, it should be reached to minus 23 degrees centigrade. So here also we need to calculate the sensible heat, because here temperature is decreasing. Okay, so mcp delta t. So we can make this three summation, and we can calculate the refrigeration capacity. So here the refrigeration capacity equal to mcp. This is lower or below freezing point, you can say. Okay, delta t plus m multiply LH means latent heat plus mcp delta t. Okay, this is the below freezing point here B. So we can calculate RC. The mass substance was the 3600 kg divided by the 10, because the cooling is taking place in 10 hours. We will convert this in the second. So 3600 second in 1 hour generally. Okay, multiply this. Okay, mcp delta t. So here the 2, because in question it is giving the specific heat 2 kilojoule per kg, and our freezing points are. Okay, then 0.5 kilojoule per kg, it is the below freezing point. So we need to put here 2 multiply 30, the temperature difference will come 27 minus 3, so it is 30, plus latent heat. What is the latent heat? It is given in the question 230, okay, kilojoule per kg Kelvin, plus the specific heat, it is here 0.5 multiply 20, the minus 3 degrees centigrade minus, then minus 23. So minus become plus, then 23 will be in positive, and that minus 3 is negative. So 23 minus 3, so it becomes 20 degrees. Okay, here you can calculate in term of degree centigrade also, as well as in term of Kelvin, because it is in summation, so it doesn't affect. Okay, so COP equal to, here the refrigeration capacity equal to divided by the power input. So what we have calculated, if we calculate this equation, we will get the refrigeration capacity equal to 30 kilowatt. Okay, and from this we can calculate the power input, because we know the COP equal to refrigeration capacity divided by the power input, where you can find out the power input. Okay, so power input can be calculated, or you can say the power input will be 30 divided by 2.5. So where you will get the 12 kilowatt. So that is how the numerical can be solved from the reverse Carnot cycle. Okay. So let's see next question. In that question, they have given some data. Yeah. A cold storage plant is required to store 20 ton of fish. The fish is supplied at a temperature of 30 degrees centigrade. The specific heat of fish above the freezing point 2.93, and the specific heat of the fish below freezing point is 1.26. The fish is stored in cold storage, which is maintained minus 8 degrees centigrade. The freezing point of the fish is minus 4. Latent heat is also given. The power plant power is given here. They ask about the capacity of plant and time taken to the achieve cooling. Okay, and assume the COP of maximum COP and actual COP is relation 0.3, or you can say actual COP is the 0.3 of the COP maximum. So this is also can be calculated in the similar manner. Okay, so I hope that student can calculate this by watching this video. Okay, so next question also I have given here the three question, and also I have given here three solution, and I have already discussed one question and its solution. So a student can solve other two numerical with the help of this solution. Okay, so here the question 3 solution, where you can find out the power input and the how much ice can be produced. So there are three type of questions generally. Examiner will ask either the calculate the power requirement, or either he can ask the capacity of the plant, or either he can ask or about the time taken to the cooling the substance, or he can ask the mass of the ice production or mass of the any production which is freezing. Okay, so thank you all of you. I think have a good day, and today that about refrigeration and air conditioning and basic reverse Carnot cycle. And next lecture we will discuss about the further air refrigeration system. Thank you all of you.